would like to call our December monthly Board of Education meeting to order. Would please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. Not everyone will stay till the bitter end, so I just want to say thank you for being here. Happy December, and I hope everyone has a wonderful and safe holiday season. At this time, if I could entertain a motion for the adoption of the agenda, please. Thank you, Mr. Keeling. Second, Mr. Lurcher. All in favor, show of hands. Motion passes. First up, we have our citizens' participation and statements.
Thank you, Madam President. The district has not received any requests for citizens' participation per board policy BDDH.
All right, our citizens update, our military liaison update.
Good evening, and thank you, Madam President. We have a couple of announcements coming from Fort Leonard Wood for you. The month of the military child is coming in April 2026. Child and Youth Services and Parent Outreach are hosting a t-shirt design contest for the month of the military child, and this year's MomC theme is How Has Being a Military Child Made You Strong? Entries are being accepted from the 1st to the 23rd of January, so it's coming very, very quickly through a QR code or dropping off entries at any CYS facility or office. So if there's any of you out there that would like an art project, please don't hesitate to participate. And you can also phone 573-596-0238 for more information. Holiday block leave is in session, and so things are slowing down quite a bit. Please make sure that you enjoy your time with your families as well. If you're coming onto the installation, check the services or hours to be sure that you are able to access the people that you need to. Call ahead or find out on the website. And then we'd like to extend our holiday greetings to all of Fort Leonard Wood school communities. We're proud of what we're accomplishing and grateful to work alongside with committed and talented partners such as Waynesville. Wishing you a season filled with warmth, joy, cherished moments with those who matter the most. And may the new year bring peace, love, and endless reasons to celebrate.
Thank you very much. District announcements, Mrs. Bales.
Thank you, Madam President. First, I'd like to start by welcoming all the 6th grade center and Wood staff to the Board of Education meeting tonight. I can't wait to hear more about their accomplishments later on in the program. Dr. Goforth and I had the opportunity to spend some time with their staffs during a recent super session, and we really enjoyed ourselves. Great engagement, great questions, and a little bit of friendly competition too. Friday, December 19th is an early release day. Students in grades 6 through 12 will dismiss at noon. Parker Educational Center will dismiss at 12:45. Students in grades K through 5 will dismiss at 1:00 p.m. And there will be no afternoon sessions for Williams Early Childhood Center. Route 66 shootout will be held December 19th and 20th. On Friday, December 19th, our girls will play at 4:30 p.m. and our boys will play at 7:30 p.m. On Saturday, December 20th, our girls will play at 12:30 p.m. and our boys will play at 3:30 p.m. And this will be the second class of WHS Athletic Activity Hall of Fame inductees, which will be honored prior to the 7:30 p.m. game on Friday, December 19th. The inductees will include Robert Bob Slaughter, coach and AD, Robert Sumter, athlete, track and field and cross country, and the 1974 track and field team. Admission is $10 per person for the weekend and $6 per day. There will be no school December 22nd through January 2nd for winter break, and there will be no school on January 16th for teacher in-service or January 19th in observance of Martin Luther King Jr. Day. And again, I would just like to thank our community and parents for your partnership, and I wish everyone a joyful and restful holiday season. Thank you.
All right, thank you. We have our consent agenda. I would entertain a motion to approve.
I'll make the motion.
Thank you, Mr. Harn. Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Thank you, Mr. Quinn. All in favor, show of hands. Motion passes. Student recognitions, the Missouri All-State Band, Mrs. Long.
Thank you, Madam President. It is my pleasure to help recognize these 4 students who, and their instructors who are all here with them tonight. Appreciate that, for their selection in the Missouri All-State Band. This is a very rigorous audition and a high honor to make any seat in these bands. First of all, we have Caden Wass, who made it for trombone. Caden, come on up. Landon Boswell on tuba. For honorable mention, Sarah Pierce for contra clarinet, honorable mention, and Chloe Williams for alto clarinet, honorable mention.
All right, very good. Congratulations on your accomplishments. All right, now we would like to spotlight on education with the 6th grade center.
Thank you, Madam President. I would first like to recognize all the teachers from my building. I'm very proud to spotlight our building tonight. The first person I will spotlight on education is our classified staff member at the 6th grade center, Mrs. Janet Mitchell. Mrs. Mitchell embodies the essence of an outstanding paraprofessional. Each day she brings welcoming and positive energy to the 6th grade center, working closely with teachers to provide meaningful support to students who are struggling to find success in school and classroom setting. She cares deeply for every student at the 6th grade center and consistently demonstrates generosity, compassion, and reliability. She leads by example, shows our students that kindness, hard work, and empathy create strong and supportive communities. Mrs. Mitchell has a special gift for building relationships and helping students feel a true sense of belonging. She listens with compassion and always makes our students feel heard and valued. She willingly goes above and beyond for our students, staff, building, and community. We are truly blessed to have her as part of our Waynesville 6th grade center team. Our spotlight on education for certified staff member is Miss Elisa Spencer. She exemplifies what it means to be a positive, forward-thinking leader at the 6th grade center. As a social studies teacher, she brings an infectious enthusiasm to the classroom each day, inspiring students to deeply engage with historical concepts while motivating her colleagues to strive for instructional excellence. She is open-minded and driven and always willing to lend a hand, try something new, and share effective practices with others. Mrs. Spencer's commitment to fostering a welcoming, respectful, and curiosity-driven learning environment has profoundly impacted our entire building. She leads by example in every sense, consistently the first to volunteer for new initiatives, the first to offer encouragement and support to teammates, and the first to step forward with a calm, steady voice when it is needed most. She fully embodies the motto of being a light for her students and fellow educators. Mrs. Spencer is truly a gift to the Waynesville 6th grade center family. The team that we're going to spotlight tonight is the 6th grade math team. So they can come on up. This 6th grade math PLC team is made up of Marla Anderson, Sean Guffey, Justice Miller, Shannon Schramm, and Jody Taylor. Our sixth grade math team is a true model of what it means to grow and learn and lead together. The team has showed remarkable courage by embracing a new curriculum and approaching change not with fear, but with what else is possible mindset, always focusing on opportunities to improve learning for students. They consistently ask thoughtful questions, try new strategies, and reflect on their practices while making adjustments when needed, keeping student success at the center of every decision. Their hard work is evident in the way they collaborate, plan intentionally, and support one another throughout this process. They consistently go the extra mile to ensure students are successful and understand not only how of math, but the why behind it. Most importantly, the team has a strong passion for their students shines through everything they do. They believe in every student can learn and grow, and they back this belief with dedication, patience, and high expectations paired with a layer of support for every learner. This team truly embodies what it means to never quit, remaining relentless in their growth and unwavering in their support of students. This commitment is evidenced in the STAR math growth. As students' growth percentage, we look at the percentage of students in the 50th percentile and higher who demonstrated growth in STAR. They increased from the beginning of the year, 59%, to 68% at the middle of the year this past week, which is most significant growth than previous years. Please join me in celebrating the Waynesville sixth grade math PLC team unwavering commitment to what matters most, the success of our students.
Thank you, Mr. Snicker and the sixth grade team. Next up, we'll have Ms. Hedrick with Wood Elementary, Spotlight on Education.
Good evening, Madam President, board members, and district leadership. Thank you for allowing us to spotlight Wood Elementary tonight. I'd like to introduce Dr. Shauna Olney to announce our certified and classified spotlight recipients.
Good evening. The Board of Education Spotlight for our certified staff member goes to Michael McGuire. We are excited to shine a spotlight on one of the newest members of our Wood family, Mr. Mack, our dedicated special education teacher. Since joining us this year, he has already made a tremendous impact. His compassion, creativity, and commitment to supporting every child's unique needs have been a gift to our students and our staff. He builds meaningful relationships and celebrates growth, big and small, and brings a calm, positive energy to every space he enters. We are truly grateful to have him as a part of our team. A staff member shared, Mr. Mack is a breath of fresh air for our Wood family. He is very friendly and pleasant to work with. Mr. Mack works very well with our students. He is a very talented teacher, and we are lucky to have him with us. We are proud to award Michael McGuire as our certified recipient for the Board of Education Spotlight. The Board of Education Spotlight for our classified staff member goes to Vanessa Garcia Gonzalez. Mrs. G is a true champion for our students. She consistently goes above and beyond to ensure every child gets the support, care, and resources they need to thrive. Her dedication, compassion, and tireless efforts make a world of difference, not just in academics, but in the confidence and well-being of our students. We are so grateful for her unwavering commitment to our kids' success. A staff member shared, "Mrs. G is a great asset to our building. She works hard to build strong relationships with all students, especially those that struggle with making connections. She holds high expectations and is consistent with those expectations. As a colleague, she is always willing to lend an ear and is a great friend." We are proud to award Vanessa Garcia Gonzalez as our classified recipient for the Board of Education Spotlight.
Tonight, I'd like to recognize our collaborative team spotlight, and that's awarded to our fourth grade team, Dr. Tanisha Smith and Mrs. Charisma Rush. This is a group of dedicated professionals who support the learning and leadership of 46 fourth grade students. The success of the students within these classes can be seen within the positive classroom environment and the growth of the weekly team meeting reports at PLC. I would like to highlight a piece of PLC data for this team. On the pre-assessment for comprehension, making inferences and drawing conclusion, 9% of their students were proficient or advanced. And on the first DFA, 86% of those students were proficient or advanced. Their focus group of students began at 0 proficiency and ended the standard at 80% proficiency or advanced. The strategy used to teach this standard was closed reading. Thank you to this dedicated team of educators for always putting students first. Thank you, ladies.
All right, thank you, Wood team. Next up, we have our Project Teach second quarter, Dr. Goforth.
Thank you, Madam President. Sonia Mitchell from the Waynesville Middle School is our second quarter Project Teach recipient. Her project, titled History Mystery, will provide students the opportunity to bring history alive and promote a hands-on learning experience by examining artifacts to formulate hypotheses about the mystery based on the evidence presented.
And now our Transportation Employee of the Month, Mr. Chonstad.
Good evening. This evening, I'd like to recognize Diana Mize for our December Employee of the Month. She's been a bus aide for us for almost 4 years for the early childhood routes. And for those that don't know, these are 3- and 4-year-old students. A lot of them, this is their first time riding a bus. It's the first time parents putting them on a bus. And so in order for them to feel confident that their children are safe, we have to back up our actions. And so Diane is very patient. I truly believe she loves the kids that are on her bus. One thing a lot of people probably don't know is the backpacks are about as big as these kids are getting on these buses. So I appreciate everything Diana does for us. She's very patient, very kind, comes to work. That's a big thing these days. So I would like to thank Diana Mize for choosing transportation to make a difference in children's lives.
And now we're going to recognize our Maintenance Department, Dr. Goforth and Mr. Harrison.
Thank you, Madam President. Tonight, Mr. Harrison and I would like to recognize the Maintenance Department for their prompt and efficient work at East Elementary in restoring the water. We truly appreciate their quick work at getting the water up and running at East Elementary.
Mr. Pritchard and Mrs. Frolick, if you wouldn't mind coming up, we want to include you as well on the picture backdrop. So when I read your name off, guys, if you wouldn't mind coming up here and getting your certificate, and then go over in front of we want to grab your picture before you all leave too. So Trevor Breedlove. Aaron Clayball. Jason Davis. Ivan Freeman. Stephen Grossviener. Ty Kelly. Craig Lehman. Jimmy Mathis. And Spencer Walker.
Madam President, I'd just like to add, there's not a big event, large or small, that doesn't happen without the support of our maintenance team. They are truly remarkable at keeping things up and running and safe in our school district. They're up late at night, making sure school's ready for the next day, or early in the morning to make sure our parking lots are cleared off. So I just think it's worth noting how incredibly important they are to our school district and what a remarkable job they do. I couldn't ask for a better team.
Well deserving, for sure. Dr. Goforth, if you're ready, we'll do community recognition.
Thank you, Madam President. This evening, the district would like to recognize Waynesville Rural Fire Department and Sonic, again, for their support of Waynesville. When East was out of water, Sonic allowed our staff to use their restrooms, which was very gracious, and the Rural Fire Department brought a huge tanker truck full of water that we were able to use for whatever we needed that day, and it was just wonderful to have their support.
Next up, we have discussion items. We'll start with our 2025 Fall Sports Report. Mr. Ace.
Thank you, Madam President. Okay, so fall GPAs, our summary, we'll always start with academics. Academics come first and foremost. Very proud of our student athletes. This fall is the second season in a row that we have reached our goal of an overall average with a 3.5 GPA or above. Fall season GPAs were a 3.5 for all student athletes that participated even one day of practice. So extremely proud of them. Volleyball team, amazing 3.83 GPA for the volleyball team, and then our girls tennis team had a 3.75. So really getting it done in the classroom, which is the most important thing for their success in the future. We had 102 student athletes that made the first team all-conference for academics. That is a 4.0 to 3.75, so 102 of our student athletes out of all of our program reaching that. And then we had an additional 34 student athletes that were a 3.74 to 3.5 GPA. Our athletic awards for this has actually been updated since Saturday morning. We did have 4 additional individuals that reached all district that we received word of for football players. But overall, for athletic awards for this fall season, we had 14 individuals that reached all conference for COC, an additional 13 individuals that reached all district out of all of our programs, and then we had 3 individuals that were all region and were state qualifiers. So we had Brooklyn Lurcher and Arcadia and Baumeister, who both competed at state competition, and then Reagan Grosswiener was actually named all-region for softball. We recognized our marching band students tonight as well. In addition to that, we had several that were all district, both choir and marching band. So we had a total of 29 students that were all district, and then we had our 4 all-staters that we recognized earlier tonight. We did have 3 college signings that took place in the fall season. We had Elena Gordon, who is going to Stephen College to participate in softball. Devontae Martin has signed with Washburn University for football. And then we actually have our first ever individual going to play lacrosse at Drury. She's never played lacrosse in her life, but she was recruited by Drury to go, and so she signed with them, and she's going to be playing lacrosse next year for the first time, which is pretty cool. Portrait of a Tiger. Some really great things going on in the fall season. I would say we were averaging probably anywhere, depending on the day, from 130 to 150 student athletes that were participating voluntarily in our Portrait of a Tiger. Several key things that we had been discussing in our Tiger Tough Talks. And here's some images of the activities that we had done. There in the middle, you see the chip. The Portrait of a Tiger chip. We've been recognizing students for small things, character traits, whether they're showing leadership, positive thinking, resiliency. We've been awarding them within our programs individually, and then in addition to that, I've been awarding those at our Tiger Tough Talks, picking a couple students and recognizing them for the things that they're doing as far as their character traits. Participation has been great. Engagement has been wonderful. Kids are really reflecting. And we're having some really, really good conversations within our groups of all of our programs. So some of the things that we have talked about in our Portrait of the Tiger have been growth mindset. We are reflecting on, our purpose, so all kids had to talk about their purpose and what motivates them. And then we've had some resiliency activities that we've conducted, as well as some leadership activities that we've done, and kids were extremely engaged in those and had some really good conversations. And in addition to that, we talked about the difference between individual and team, and the importance of bringing your individual positive character traits to the team. And then this fall, we did conduct student athlete surveys with all of our fall student athletes, and we took some feedback from those students, and as we move forward to the next season, those are some of the things that we will be discussing with our student athletes this winter. I want to give a big shout out to Jessie Dickinson. She had volunteered her time to come in and talk to our kids about nutrition and wellness. And she was great for her kids. She's a nationally ranked CrossFitter, nutrition dietitian, and she's also provided some Zooms for our parents that have been attending. So thank you very much to her. She is working individually with some of our girls wrestling programs too, so she's doing some stuff with specific teams. But she's a great role model for our student athletes. To continue with Portrait of the Tiger, we've been meeting with coaches and directors and doing some professional development. I've had an opportunity to meet with them 3 different times throughout the fall, the beginning of the season till now, which is more than I've ever been able to get with coaches in one room, in one setting. And it has been very, very, very productive. We're taking a lot of those traits that we talk about, Portrait of Tiger, and then bringing those into the teams. But really our focus was, creating the culture that we want, and how we're communicating that with our student athletes. We talked about listening styles of student athletes, so we had some activities that there's multiple listening styles. What you're saying is not always what you're saying is not always what kids are hearing. So how do we go about that? How do we individually look at kids' listening styles and try to communicate a number of different ways so that all kids are getting that message? All of our head coaches have developed professional growth plans, so for this year leading into next year over the summer. And we're looking at goal setting and creating action plans for those, so that is all taking place. Again, we talked about rewarding the little things. We're doing that with our chips. That was something that the coaches brought to the table in August at our initial meeting, and we have been incorporating that throughout the season, and we'll continue to do so for the remainder of the year. Volunteer coaches. So we do have a process in place that we're using for our volunteer coaches. It starts with an interest form, so anyone that would be interested in volunteering fills out a Google form, and then we actually go into the formal process of interviewing and reaching, having those interviews with the head coach and those interested. Boys soccer had a volunteer coach. Tyler Mitchener was a West Point grad, is here through a month through the winter. He was with the team, a lot of our home competitions and a couple practices during the week. There was only 2 days that he could get there because of his schedule. But West Point grad, Division I, All-American, was great for our kids, just teaching them the intricacies of the sport and bringing a lot more knowledge to that. We also do have interest. We do have an individual interested in the winter season, and we do have some interest for the spring. So as we go through, we'll be continuing to follow that process for volunteer coaches. But interest is there, and I think it's an added value to our programs. Questions?
Questions for Mr. Ace?
Not a question, but a comment. I think we should be very proud of the academic success of our athletes. I don't think some of the community may realize how late our athletes are out traveling with our schedules the way they are and things. And I think as a district, we're doing a great job supporting our student athletes academically.
Thank you, sir.
Very good. Any other questions? All right, thank you, Mr. Ace. Next up, we have our food services update. Mr. Harrison.
Thank you, Madam President. Mrs. Vanessa Crosby with OPA is here to provide the board with an update on our current food services program.
Good evening. Let's see. Hello, my name is Vanessa Crosby, as Ariel said, and I am thankful for you guys to give me this time to share a little bit about our food service. I'm excited to go through this year's business review with you and share some positive development happenings here in Waynesville. For this presentation, I'm going to highlight the progress we have made together with the students and staff engagement, menu innovations, and our community impact. So for our first slide here, this is an overview of OPA and our current presence. Each dot on this map represents a district we serve. It illustrates our story of growth and partnership across 9 different states. We receive support from neighboring partners such as Newburgh, Crocker, and Marshfield. By sharing ideas, resources, and assisting one another, we are able to strengthen OPA's community. Each dot on this map signifies a valued partnership and highlights the meaningful impact OPA is making in these communities every single day. All right, so I'm excited to start this off by sharing some pictures of some of the programs we run and fun things we do. To start off, we're going to just follow along here with the pictures. The coffee bar is something that we started at the high school. We love to serve fun breakfast options and start their day off right. Our homecoming float, this was the second year we entered into the homecoming parade, and we were very thrilled to find out that we had won 3rd place. Gratitude for grown-ups. This is an event we do with parents. They're invited to come in and have cookies and drinks with their students. Student favorite meal is one of the top choices is our walking taco. Then we have some fun caterings. Our catering team enjoys preparing creative foods that everyone loves. And then, of course, our pumpkin carving contest. Our OPA kitchens crafted some incredibly creative pumpkins this year, and our Facebook reached over 1,000 people who were able to vote on their favorite. And I am so excited to announce that East won both in the community and through OPA. Okay, some of our community engagements. This is a list of the activities we have participated in so far. These efforts go beyond just events. They provide opportunities to build relationships, give back, and create meaningful experiences within our community. We've participated in the convocation, homecoming, many ongoing catering events, meet the teacher night, NAC meetings, trunk or treat, Thanksgiving, feast, and gratitude with grown-ups. We look forward to engaging in even more events in the future, and we will continue to evaluate, adjust, and incorporate new ideas to ensure that our food service program supports student success and fosters community engagement. This is our breakfast program. This is a list of our current breakfast programs that we offer. So we do Provision 2, Grab and Go, Breakfast in the Classroom, Waffle Bar, Coffee Stations for Teachers. Currently, our breakfast participation rate is at 61%, with 44,472 meals served this semester. This is our lunch program. So when parents access the My School Menus app, they will find many options available for their lunches. Some of those will be OPA Classics, OPA To Go, Daily Slice, the Sub Hub, and Greens and Things. One of our most popular options at the high school, the students enjoy the ability to customize their subs at the Sub Hub. Our current lunch participation rate is 58%, with a total of 44,747 meals served. We are looking at opportunities to encourage more students participate in the lunch meal, and one of those ways was by conducting a student survey. So OPA conducted a company-wide student survey to better understand students' favorite menu items and gather feedback on how to improve our services. We received an impressive 28,000 responses across all of the OPA districts. And according to the survey results, here are the favorite menu items across OPA. So the walking taco, of course, number 1, taco salad, popcorn chicken salad, ham and cheese sandwich, cheeseburger, and pepperoni pizza. Now, after analyzing the student survey comments, we identified some areas for improvement. Here are our action plans that we plan to improve to enhance our service. One is to improve lunch efficiency by collaborating with the schools to adjust serving layouts and to promote the My School Menus app as a valuable resource for students and parents to access allergens and ingredient information as well as menu updates. This is the CACF program, is called the Child and Adult Care Food Program. It is a program that we run that offers super snacks that is free and nutritious to students during after-school hours. The benefits of running the CACF program support student focus and behavior in after-school programs, and it's also at no cost to the district as it is a federally funded, federally reimbursed. We currently serve an average of 9,465 students. And the CFCP plays a crucial role in ensuring the children have access to nutritious meals during extended hours. And another program we do is the non-congregate summer feeding program. This provides free nutritious meals to students during summer. Benefits of running the non-congregate summer feeding program is that it expands access to summer meals for students. It is no cost to the district. It's federally reimbursed. This option makes summer meals available to all individuals from ages 0 to 18 and strengthens our community connection. Families can come pick up meals and students maintain a consistent diet over the summer. Currently, we have served an average of a little over 6,000 students. And this is a summary of our mission is just straightforward: to feed every child, every meal, every day. Providing meals to children is the foundation of our work and fuels our commitment to the students in our district. To recap, our current participation rates: breakfast participation's at 61, lunch is at 58, our CFCP PE participation is 32%. I am proud to share the great things that OPA is doing here in Waynesville that make a difference every day. Thank you once again for your support, and I want to wish you all a Merry Christmas and a safe and happy New Year.
Questions for Ms. Crosby?
Yeah.
Mrs. Crosby, do you?
Oh, I'm not sure. I'm sure we could look into the CSCP and see if that can. Otherwise, I'm happy to look into any grants that would do that. Mm-hmm. Anything?
What was the first year that OPA was our food supplier?
I'm pretty sure it was 2016.
2016?
Mm-hmm.
At that time, OPA was supplying, my numbers may be wrong, but it was like 13 school districts.
Oh.
I think it was in like 3 or 4 states. And then I looked
We've,
at this map, and then I'm 180 some.
we've grown quite a bit.
Shows good service, it shows good references, and that shows doing a good job. When you grow that fast, and continue to do that. Thank you.
Yes, I believe in that too. Thank you. You all have a good night.
All right, thank you. Next up, we have our 2026 summer school proposal, first read. Mr. Henson.
Thank you, Madam President. Attached for your review is the 2026 summer school proposal as a first read.
Any questions for Mr. Henson? It's hard to think about summer. It's this cold out. Course description updates, first read. Mrs. Long.
President, attached for first read are recommended changes and additions to the Waynesville High School and Career Center course description booklet. We will be asking for approval in January, and if approved, these changes will become effective with the 2026-2027 school year.
Any initial questions for Mrs. Long? Okay. Our 2026-2027 school calendar, first read. Mrs. Long.
Yes, speaking of the 2026-2027 school year, attached for your review and for first read is a proposed calendar for the next school year.
Very good. Any initial questions regarding the calendar? Okay, next up we have job descriptions. First read, Dr. Goforth.
Thank you, Madam President. The following attached proposed job descriptions are presented for your review as a first reading. Administration will request approval at the January Board of Education meeting.
Okay, any beginning questions for Dr. Goforth? Okay. Next up, construction update, Mr. Harrison.
Thank you, Madam President. Excited to present an update on our current construction projects in the district. First off, with Liberty Elementary, got some aerial photos here. These were taken last week. So this picture here is of the construction site from the east looking west. And one kind of new exciting addition you'll see in the pictures this go around is you're actually seeing some of the structure going up. So very excited for that. You can see the steel structure there. That's the part of the classroom wing that's going up. This picture here is an aerial right directly above the same structural assembly there. So you can really see the whole layout of the classroom wing, and you can kind of see as of this picture being taken, they were right around halfway being done with the assembly of that, with that structure, that metal structure. Here's kind of a front profile view above where the common area would be, the gyms and everything, looking towards the front of the classroom wing of the same assembly there. And even an up closer view of kind of the concrete footings and everything that goes in place with constructing that metal structure there. And the brick there on the right-hand side there, that's where that's the elevator shaft that they've already got constructed. This here is some stairs that they've already got going from the first floor up to the second floor. And this is an aerial photo looking down on what I would call the common area, the gym over on the left-hand side of the picture, and then you've got your office space and your kitchen and everything else there as well. This is an up-close picture of the footings of the gym structure. This will be an ICC 500 rated structure, similar to FEMA shelter, rated for 200+ mile-an-hour winds. I took this picture because it's very impressive to see the amount of steel reinforcement that goes in. There's a lot of concrete that gets poured over the top of that, so you can really see the reinforcement and the structure that goes in place with making that an ICC 500 rated building. And this is a shot here showing they're getting really close to having the bus entrance that'll wind up through there ready to go. So kind of wanted to show that picture there as well. And then this picture here is of the kitchen area. The kitchen area, the walls are going to be built with concrete blocks. And so you can see all the forms up, and they're forming the concrete block walls there in the kitchen area. The schedule for Liberty Elementary, currently in December here, structural assembly is commencing December of '25. Originally, they were looking at retaining walls being complete January to February timeframe. Does look like they're going to finish ahead of schedule on that. So they believe, actually I think this week, they're going to have the retaining walls completed. In January of '26, we should start seeing some roofing going up on the classroom wing. These are just some of the current milestones, and then we are looking ahead to a substantial completion date, still set for March of '27. And happy to report, Liberty Elementary is currently on budget and on schedule. Administration building renovation, just a quick kind of bullet point list of reminder of our goals here with this project is to address structural issues with the building, update some of the MEP systems, mechanical, electrical, and plumbing throughout the building, much needed. Additional meeting and training space, much needed across the district. We'll have a lot of additional conference and training space available to everyone. And then also kind of a layout more conducive to our updated organizational chart. This picture here, nothing's really changed much on the outside. They've had that renovate or that demolition done for a while now, and getting ready this week, I believe, to start pouring footers in that area so they can start the construction of building up the what we're calling phase 1, which that whole area will become a big conference training space and a small kitchen across the back of that. The schedule for the administration building, April of '26. Like I said, we are doing this project in phases, and that allows us to stay in the building during that time frame. April of '26, we're looking to have phase 1 complete. August of '26, phase 2 should be complete. And then around May of '27, phase 3 and the substantial completion on the whole project. And happy to report, currently this project is on budget and on schedule as well. Are there any questions?
Questions for Mr. Harrison?
Thank you.
Good, thank you very much. And now we have our action items. Job descriptions, second read. Dr. Goforth.
Thank you, Madam President. The following attached proposed job descriptions are presented for your review as a second reading. Administration requests approval at this time.
Okay, if there are no questions for Dr. Goforth, then I would entertain a motion to approve. Thank you, Mr. Anderson. Is there a second? Mr. Quinn, thank you. All in favor, show of hands. Motion passes. MSBA policy and procedures updates, second read. Mrs. Bales.
Thank you, Madam President. Motion to approve the adoption of the policies and procedures as presented.
Okay. Do I have a motion to approve? Motion. Thank you, Mr. Harn. Second, Mr. Keeling. All in favor, show of hands. Motion passes. Thank you. Next up, our fiscal year '25 audit approval. Mr. Harrison.
Thank you, Madam President. Mrs. Rebecca Baker from KPM is present to present the FY25 audit, and upon completion of her presentation, administration recommends a motion to approve the FY25 audit as presented.
Hello. How is everybody? I've been sitting out in the lobby waiting to come in. You should all have a copy of the audit report if you'd like to follow along. I am Rebecca Baker. I'm a CPA and shareholder with KPM CPAs out of Springfield, and we have audited the district's financial statements along with a couple other audits that I will go over tonight. So if you'd like to follow along, we'll start on page 3. Page 3 is our independent auditor's report. So we perform our audit to determine if the district's financial statements are presented fairly in all material respects in accordance with the modified cash basis of accounting, and then we issue an opinion based on our audit results, and the district has received an unmodified or clean opinion, which is the best opinion that you can get. So congratulations. Next, we'll go over some financial information on page 11. Page 11 is the statement of revenues or receipts, disbursements, and changes in fund balances for the 3 funds of the district. So the first column is the general fund, and the general fund, if you look towards the bottom, increased $899,000 for the year, leaving it with $25 million. About $2 million of that is restricted for student activity funds and also food service, and then the rest of it is unrestricted, $23 million. The reserve at year end was 30.24%, and what that means is you could go about 3.5 months at June 30 without receiving any revenue at all, and you'd still be able to pay normal operating expenses. So that's a really good reserve. It's been interesting this year. I have seen as low as 3%, which is not where you want to be, and I've seen as high as 90% out of school. So 30% is a really good place to be. We always typically recommend around 25%, which is 3 months. So the district has really good reserves, and it was about the same the previous year. The capital projects fund, you can see it increased $55.9 million. It increased so largely because you did issue some certificates of participation at year end for the new school, and that was about $49.4 million. So a lot of those funds were still on hand at year end for that project. And that fund ended at $112.4 million. So total cash for the district increased $56.8 million for the year. Does anyone have any questions over the financial information? No? We'll turn the page to page 11. I just wanted to point out the notes to the financial statements. They're about 10 pages long. They are a required part of the financial statements. We do issue our opinion on the notes, and they just give more detailed information on the district's significant accounting policies, your future debt service. If you want to know what types of investments you're holding, the notes will give more detailed information on that. So I do encourage you to read the notes in conjunction with the financial statements. Okay, next we'll go to page 35. Page 35, this is the second engagement that we perform. So we perform a state compliance examination. The state, the Department of Elementary and Secondary Education, comes out every year with a list of things that they want us to look at. The district is submitting information throughout the year to the state to receive funding and that kind of information, and they want us to look at your source documents to make sure the information you're sending them that you have support for that information. And so we audit it, and then we issue this report. And the state compliance is about 6 pages long. There's a few other things that we have to do. We have to verify that you're following some laws and regulations. A couple examples, you have to spend 1% of your basic formula on professional development. You have to make sure that your funds at the bank are secured by collateral. So anything that FDIC doesn't cover, the bank has to pledge collateral, and we verify that with the bank to make sure that you're in compliance. You have to submit, or you have to publish some pages out of this audit report within 30 days after the approval. We have to make sure that you're following those guidelines as well. So I am happy to report that we do not have any state compliance findings to report to DESE. So they will get a copy of this report and see that there are no findings. And if there were any, they would make you have do some kind of corrective action. Okay, the last thing I want to go over, if you turn to page 41, go to page 41 and then turn one page. This is our federal compliance audit. It's the single audit report. So anytime the district spends over $750,000 in federal funds, you're required to have what's called a federal compliance audit or a single audit. And then there's certain requirements on programs that we have to test. We do have to test 40% of your federal programs, which impact aid, because you receive such a large amount, that program always has to be tested. And then we look at your other programs. Sometimes it's child nutrition, special education, and Title I are the programs that usually exceed the threshold where we have to test those. But this year we just had to test impact aid. So if you go to page 8, page 8 is where the list of your schedule of expenditures of federal awards starts. It's 3 pages long, so we have to list out every single federal award that you spent during the year by federal agency. So 8, 9, and 10 kind of show all the different federal awards that you've spent. And on page 10, you can see the total was $29.7 million, which is quite a significant amount of spending. I think impact aid was around $21 million during this year. So then if you go to page 12 is our schedule of findings and question costs. So this summarizes our findings from the federal compliance audit. So we have to report if we have any internal control findings over financial reporting or any compliance issues. And you can see here in the summary that we do not have any findings to report. So the federal government will get a copy of this audit report, and all of the agencies that provide you funding will go in, they can access it, and they can make sure that you're having your federal compliance audit as required, and they also want to see if you have any findings that need to be addressed, but I am happy to say that you do not have any findings this year. Okay, the last thing I want to go over is the management letter. I'm not sure, it's at the very end of the document if you have the electronic copy. It has a number 1 about halfway down the page if you want to follow along, but I'll go over those different recommendations. The first one is just a new accounting pronouncement that will be effective for fiscal year '26. And the only thing that really will change, we have to present your budgets in this audit report, and there has to be some commentary on why your original budget and your final budget, what the differences are, if there's significant differences. So you just have to provide a narrative, so that will be new next year. The second item is just cybersecurity program, just reminding you how important cybersecurity is. I think everybody realizes how important that is. You want to make sure your accounting and student information is safe, but that includes having training and maybe doing simulated phishing attacks on employees just to teach them and make them aware of those things so that your information stays safe. And then the last thing that we have here is stipends and extra duty pay, and this is just a general recommendation that we have for all of our schools that we audit. Because there are so many different types of extra duty pay being paid, we want to make sure that you're following the rules and guidelines. And that doesn't mean the district did anything wrong. I know that the board is approving those agreements when you approve the annual contracts, but it's just a reminder to make sure that you're following those rules and guidelines. So does anyone have any questions for me?
Questions regarding the audit? Riveting reading material. But thank you very much. If there are no questions, I would entertain a motion to approve. Thank you, Mr. Anderson. Do I have a second? Thank you, Mr. Quinn. All in favor? Show of hands. Okay, we have an audit. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you so much. And real quick, I always like to let you know how everybody at the district that we come in contact with, we work with Erin in the business office, with Jamie and Sharon, and Ashley and Melissa, and everybody in there does such a good job with the accounting. There's a lot of stuff to keep track of. You guys have a big operation here, but everybody does a really good job. And we come in contact with a lot of other offices during the course of our testing with transportation and core data and the federal programs that we're testing, food service, et cetera. So I just wanted to let you know that everybody's always very cooperative and helpful during the course of our audit, and we appreciate that.
Very good. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, now we have our traumatic blood loss plan. Dr. Washington.
Thank you, Madam President. Attached is the traumatic blood loss plan as a second read, and administration is asking for approval at this time.
If there are no questions for Dr. Washington, I would entertain a motion to approve. Thank you, Mr. Lurcher. Is there a second? Mr. Quinn, thank you. All in favor? Show of hands. Okay, motion passes. Our Waynesville Middle School cafeteria expansion bid approval. Mr. Harrison.
Thank you, Madam President. The district solicited sealed bids for the expansion of the middle school cafeteria. The project involves repurposing an existing storage area adjacent to the cafeteria, opening the space up to increase the total usable square footage. This expansion will support more efficient student lunch scheduling and alleviate the current challenges associated with cycling all students through the cafeteria within the allotted time. The bid opportunity was posted on Drexel Technologies Online Plan Room and advertised via newspaper publication. 2 sealed bids were received on November 25th at 2 p.m. Following a thorough evaluation of all submissions, district administration recommends a motion to award the bid to Thomas Construction, the low bidder, in the amount of $102,284 as presented.
If there are no questions for Mr. Harrison, I would entertain a motion to approve. Thank you, Mr. Harn. Second? Second. Mr. Anderson, thank you. All in favor? Show of hands. Okay. Now, I would entertain a motion to enter into closed session. Closed record, closed vote as allowed by RSMO 610.021, Section 3, hiring, firing, and disciplining or promotion of employees, and Section 13, individual personnel records and performance ratings. Do I have a motion to enter into closed session?
I'll make that motion.
Mr. Quinn, thank you. Do I have a second? Second. Thank you, Mr. Harn. Roll call vote.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
see y'all downstairs. Thank you, everyone, for being here.